Kia ora everyone. I've got a little visitor here who's just woken up. Hi Jill. So Jill and I decided that we would do some mini podcasts, and she's going to seam it together for us. It's a little bit difficult doing the Zoom. I'm a bit hard of hearing in one ear, and I can't really see the screen. So at the moment I can see the screen, but there is a light reflecting in my glasses, so I hope you don't mind. So that's my cat, and I think she's going to bump the tripod. No, she's licking my plate. I had some cheese earlier. It was handmade Dutch mature cheese from the local natural food shop that I go to. So she's giving the plate a good lick, although there's not really anything there, so I don't know what she's licking. My cat's name is Kitty Boo Boo, and she's my joy. She's not really fussed on the wool or the needles. She was back in the day, but not anymore. So let's just get into the nitty stuff. Let's just start with what I've been up to. So since I last saw Jill, I went to Waitangi, which is a place, a historic place in the North Island, the very North Island, before Waitangi Day. So it refers to a treaty that was signed between the Crown and the Māori people following the Māori land wars, so that we could agree to have peace, and amongst other things. It was a significant day for my mum and I. It was the opening of a museum, the Waitangi Museum, and they opened with a exhibition of the 28th Māori Battalion A Company soldiers, which my grandfather was a member of that unit, of that company. It was a bit of a thrill to see his photo amongst many other photos, and a lot of people had travelled to Waitangi for that particular day. It was really tight with accommodation, quite hard to find. But of course, on my agenda was not only Waitangi, but where is the local wool shops on the way to Waitangi from Auckland. So I was told that there was a wool shop in a little town called Kaiwaka. It wasn't a wool shop, it was a quilting sewing shop. And so I popped in there. I had to cross across the highway coming from Auckland. I could have waited till I went back to Auckland, but I was risking whether or not the shop would still be open by the time I came back. So I didn't want to risk not going in and having a look around. So what did I buy? I had a good look around. There was a good range of yarn, but what caught my eye was the sale basket, and I quite like Rowan yarn, so I bought these two. What are they? Silk Twist that were on sale. They were all on their lonesome, so they look very lonely. And they came home with me. I'm not sure what I'd do with them, but you know, it's nice to have a couple of oddballs, just so that you can introduce them into a project later on. So they were $10 each. I think they were about $23, and so a bargain, a sale, and a purchase on the way. What else? Well, I've just jumped into a purchase, just talking about my trip. So I just want to show you some finished items. Oops, here they are. So I managed to finish the pair of Fairy Lights socks with the West Yorkshire Spinners green as a cuff. what I found when I was looking for organza bag was I found the pattern. So when I purchased the yarn, it did come with the pattern, so I was hoping that when I purchased the robin yarn it would also come with the pattern. So what's different about this pattern is that it gives you instructions on how to do the toes, heels and cuffs. So silly me, instead of filing the pattern with all my other patterns, it was still in the original organza bag, so silly old me. Just remember to organise my patterns at some stage into some sort of order. I did finish, I did show you these Regia socks, which is for one of my Oxfam recipients. I was really trying to madly complete the last sock before I podcast, but wasn't meant to be. I will get these done this weekend, so I aim to have those off the needles. What I also did start was the what I showed you just before Christmas, is the Simla Grundle sock yarn. I was quite eager to get one sock on the needle and to see what it looks like, how it knitted up, and I made a mistake because I didn't know how much yarn to allow for my foot, and so I did a guesstimate. I weighed the yarn and I thought, well, 35 grams is what I normally use for 50-gram ball. Yeah, that was a big mistake. So I cut the yarn, I knitted it once, and this is the second time, and I regret having to cut it because I did have to join and knit to be able to get the sock completed. I came across something interesting called the clasp and weft weaving and joining of yarn. So I kind of gave that a go. I might have to watch the clip again, but it did come in handy to join. I actually ended up joining the yarn twice, so what an idiot. Shouldn't have bloody cut it in the first place. But anyhow, that's what it looks like. It's really pretty. When I was in Waitangi, I went into a cafe in Paihia with my knitting, and a lady came up to me and she was just you know, like the big wow, like she's never seen a knitted sock before. Of course this pattern really made it look a bit different. She actually thought that I had done some patterning here, but I explained to her that this is a self-patterning yarn. So that's what it looks like. Really cool. I really like it. It fits my foot really well, so sweet as. I tried to review a couple of projects that have been not worn or not completed, and one of those projects was a Boneyard shawl by Stephen West, which was one of my very first, actually it was my first Stephen West pattern. Maybe not, maybe the Dotted Rays was, but anyhow, I frogged the shawl for the yarn. I've got a big ball that had been felted together, Russian joined and felted. So I've got this massive big ball. So I was thinking, well, this would be something worthwhile talking about, is frogging a project for something that you never did wear, even though it was completed, and remaking it. What I started to play with was holding the yarn double with mohair. I had this Rowan Kids Silk Haze, and I rushed out and bought this Surrey Indica. Let me see. This Surrey baby yarn. It had, to me, looked like flecks of green, sea green, which kind of worked for me. So I thought, oh yeah, choice, that looks good. But I'm not yet settled on a pattern, on, you know, what should I do with this now that I've frogged the the shawl, I do need to reknit it. So I thought I'd make that a bit of a project, frogging and reknitting, but still looking for the perfect pattern. What came in the mail was quite exciting. So I'll just go on to the exciting skipping to the mailbox, and woohoo, yeah, I've got a parcel. But this one wasn't a skip to the mailbox, it was a skip to the post office. This yarn here, and I was telling Jill about it, I didn't realise when I ordered this yarn that it was a perfect, and it's called Cloud Colour. It looks really cool, eh? Something different. And I also ordered this Regia colour line at the same time. I didn't want to order two of these. I just wanted to have something extra in the package because it was coming from Lithuania. So I went to Etsy, found the seller who had this unusual, unique yarn that I haven't seen before. Ordered through Etsy from Lithuania, and it came to the post office with a signature required. So it was a bit of a bummer having to run down to the post office on a Saturday to pick this yarn up because I didn't even know what it was. It was a nice way of ensuring that my yarn would get to me to New Zealand. So as soon as I signed for it and it was delivered, I got an email to say that your package has been delivered. So that extra sense of security layer of ensuring that my package got to me was, yeah, it was good. And I don't actually, I didn't pay any extra money for that service. It was just something from the seller that she wanted to ensure that her packages are delivered. So that's really cool. I'm not sure when I will get this one on the needles because I would say I need to have the perfect gauge to get those clouds to line up perfectly. Yeah, so that was a exciting purchase that I look forward to getting on the needle sometime, but I can't see it in the next couple of months. What I also acquired in this time was some Little Wool & Co. Yarn from Anna Grattan and Fielding. I was really interested to see what this Plum Heather yarn looked like. Maybe it's a bit too plummy for me, not enough pinky. I'm not sure, but as you can see from the price here, this is 200 grams for $18, so you really can't go wrong making a purchase, a garment's worth purchase from the Little Wool & Co. It can be stashed, or you know, the perfect recipient, if it's not for me, might appear, and I might need to secretly knit something for them. So that was something that came in the mail. Another thing that came in the mail was a book that I'd seen. I checked out some Ravelry patterns, and I saw that this book was on 8 books for $5 US, so I really just needed to pay for postage. And what drew me to this book was the various camisole patterns. Now I didn't even mark the pages that I wanted to like show on the podcast, but it's really interesting, and I really like some of the camisole patterns that are in this book. So it's called Knitting Lingerie Style. It's a lingerie book. There's like knickers and bras and camisoles, and it reminded me of the bralette, and I thought, well, I just wanted something a little bit different. So I'm happy with this purchase. It's got some good patterns in here. So that was cool. A $5 purchase of a book. Another choice purchase that I made was a withdrawn library book. This cost me $2. It's the Sweater Design in Plain English by Maggie Rigetti. I mean, that's gold. That is gold. $2. My gosh, I was so excited when I saw it. I'm glad it came to me. So that's another great book to have in my library. I was watching Fruity Knitting the other day, and Clara Parks was a guest on the podcast, and I found the book that they were talking about at the library, Vanishing Fleece. So I've only just picked it up today, so I haven't even just had a quick look through it. It looks like a quick read, so I can get that under the belt, and information taken into my brain, because my brain is like I take the best and leave the rest, so hopefully there's some good stuff in there. During Christmas, or just before, during my Christmas leave, I went into Ribbon and Rose and bought some buttons. So I thought I couldn't go wrong with a nice big red Chinese looking button, and I bought the last of their animal print buttons that they had. What I really liked and was a big splurge was this resin button. So it's got that really nice pretty arrangement of dried flowers and the pink bud. Well, I posted it on Facebook, and Kurt Payne messaged me to say that I should look at making the buttons. There's a resin kit, and the resin kit is at the Days Co Japanese shop, and I have one near my office in Queen Street, so I did pop in twice, because the first time the shop assistants couldn't help me. I'm not too sure if it was a language problem, but they definitely didn't know what was in their shop, so you know, bloody useless. So I saw Kurt a couple of weeks ago, and he showed me what the kit looks like, and it's the silicone mold and the resins. So these three things, they were $10. So I have a bit of a tutu around with that and see what happens, if I can make anything as pretty as the expensive button. I'm not tempted to buy any more, not at all. We'll see if I can create some buttons. I been doing a bit of spinning, and so I needed to fill up my day on Wednesday. I had a bit of a day, and I thought, right, I'll turn to the spinning wheel, and I can't show you the spinning at the moment because it's the wheel's over there, but I decided that I would pull out my alpaca, southern alpaca yarn, fiber yarn, alpaca and silk, and I started spinning this. Done pretty well on the bobbin. I think I might I really want to finish the sock first before I go to the spinning wheel, and finish off that bobbin, and also get it plied. So I've got plenty to do. Just a bit dithering around with the shawls and the bigger items for now, playing it safe with the socks, but I know that I need to challenge myself a bit more. I do have to get a hat on the needles for my niece when Jill and I go to Dunedin at the first week of March. So a hat, you know, you can knock that out in a day, so sweet as that's going to be done. And so that's all I really have to show. I think that's heaps, eh? And thanks for allowing us to podcast in this way. It's just a bit difficult for me, and hopefully this one works out. And maybe if you do want to leave us some lovely comments, that will be great. So should I say ka kite for now, and over to you, Jill.